Yes, nothing quite like Buffalo in January as we welcome you inside a snowy Bills Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Miami Dolphins. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. They'll flip this quickly out to Beasley. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Throwing now is Allen. He's going to go deep for Beasley. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. Got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Here's Allen to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it'll be Dolphin football. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
On play action, here's Tua. Out left to Shaheen. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Now a give right side. It's Oliver. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before out of bounds.
It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Miami.
On first down, it's Oliver. Tackled by A.J. Epinesa.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Tua. He'll get this to Hamler over the middle. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Now this time, Tua is going to throw it. And this is going to be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you've got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Going deep for Diggs. And this one is incomplete. These 2 teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Here's 2nd and 10. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On third down, a run from Breida. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around.
He's brought down by 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Bills' 46-yard line.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second and 8 coming up. Off of play action, Tagovailoa sliding out of the pocket. And his throw is incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
8 yards to go.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Tua. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. A.J. Epinesa in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
They run with Breida. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he's going to have a Bills first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
On first down, here's Breida fighting him off. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Now a give to Breida. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he is behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Let's make these babies cry. Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He's going to go deep for Beasley. That'll be taken in by Beasley. Touchdown, Buffalo. So there is the big arm of Josh Allen on display. He can throw it as deep as anybody, and that was an absolute laser.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough, and I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run, it's Oliver. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Behind the chain, 2nd and 13. Here's a carry for Oliver. Room here to run. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 62 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
There, and it'll be second down. Two and out, running right. Take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. Now that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
He's going to go deep for Beasley. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
So first thing crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Matt Milano in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Tre'Davious White with a pick. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. two quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And you know what I think the defense is saying back to them? Why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, putting some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
Tua sets up to pass it. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
Brings up second down at the 30-yard line.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They go again with Oliver. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Well, these two teams met down in Miami earlier this year with the Dolphins winning that one. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Buffalo. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the run, it's Oliver. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. You know, following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Allen. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. They'll roll him out right. He'll get that one to Carter complete. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short. Here's Tua. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. On 3rd down, Oliver. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. The kick by Sanders is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They run again with Breida. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 68 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. John Feliciano, the guard, the guilty party there. Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen going deep for Diggs. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. point after. No gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Oliver, and he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the 1st. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Tua now on 1st down. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. 2nd and 21. A lot of ground to cover. Another try after the 1st down sack. Tua hit, and the ball is out. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the 2nd half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Looking to pass. Tua. And that will be incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Miami. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Here's Allen. Going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. So possession goes over here on the punt. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They'll run on 1st down. It's Oliver. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Two are going to throw. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the 4th quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. A pitch out to Breida. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And that miss should just about write a finish to this one.
Yeah, they needed 2 scores, and they needed that field goal there to be the first one and still give them an opportunity. But now, with the time left on the clock, I think this one's about finished.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows a coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 42, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 45-yard line.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. And they will take a knee here. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football. All